What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about Journeys in Middle-earth. Now, this is a really phenomenal Lord of the Rings board game, which was released by Fantasy Flight Games, I want to say last year, and we have actually talked about it a little bit up to now, and it's a game I absolutely adore, and it's getting more love. We're getting more Journeys in Middle-earth. How cool is that? Now, they have gone and announced a new digital campaign, The Haunting of Dale, and they have gone and announced the Dwellers in Darkness figure pack. Nice. Now, of course, this is not the first figure pack they've actually released. They did release one of these previously. They did previously give us the Villains of Eriador figure pack that did come with, essentially 3 new miniatures and a few cards. And that's what they come with. 3 miniatures, few cards, 6 new trinkets, and 3 exciting new titles to help you combat them, was exactly how they put it. And the previous one, the Villains of Eriador, did bring us Golgotha, Atarin, and Coalfang. And these would essentially fit into your game if you had them and were playing around with them. So a new figure pack is coming here. And now this is not revelatory, right? This is not something that is going to transform the game and change the way that you play. It's just not, unfortunately. That's not the way it works. But you know what? It's very cool. Now, what we've got here is a Supplicant of Morgoth, Ursa, and some big troll thing, the name of which we've not actually seen because it's on the other side of the box, the side of the box that we're not actually able to see, which is a little bit sad. But these are essentially designed for the Haunting of Dale and Shadowed Paths campaigns. What that basically means, and I'm reading into things a bit here, but I believe if you've only got the base game, these probably aren't for you. Now, Shadowed Paths was an expansion they dropped in July. We'll get there in a minute. And The Haunting of Dale is the new digital campaign they've got. Again, we'll get there in a minute. And it says on the front of the box, contains unique villain figures for The Haunting of Dale and Shadowed Paths campaigns. So I really don't think we're reading too much between the lines here to say this is not something for people who just have the base game. Having said that, if you do just have the base game and you didn't get the other figure pack and you didn't get the Shadowed Paths expansion, are you the kind of person that's going to pick this up? You still might go into a shop and pick it up on a whim, to be fair. So that figure pack is coming, and that's very, very cool. Now, the last one did retail for $15. We can assume that this one will also retail for $15. And we were told that it is going to be coming out in October. So, again, we weren't told that it got you any new cards for the game, but one would imagine it probably does. It probably comes with 3 figures and a couple of cards. Again, the front of the other box didn't tell us that we were getting cards, but we totally got cards. So, fair assumption to make, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a figure pack we're getting. The other thing that has gone and been revealed is The Haunting of Dale. Now, this is a digital campaign, and this is very, very cool to how Journeys in Middle-earth work. For those of you that might not have played the game so far, essentially the way it works is you've got your board game, and you've got all your tiles, your miniatures, your cards. There are lots of cards, lots of tiles. It's a very component-heavy game, but I say that with nothing but love. And you also have your app, and you do have to play it with the app. The game doesn't work without the app. But essentially what you do is you start up, you open the app, and you get yourself some campaigns. And initially, when you buy the base game, you've got a couple of campaigns, the Bones of Arnor, which is available normally, and the Hunt for the Ember Crown, which is available if you pay a little bit extra. In the UK, it's a £7 expansion. And this is a digital thing, right? So you've already got the components, you've already got the miniatures, but as you go through the campaign, you've got yourself a story. And it tells you how to place the tiles, and it tells you essentially how to go ahead and play the game. Tells you when the villains appear, tells you etc. All about the items. It takes you through the game. So a digital campaign along those lines will essentially allow you to have a new adventure while using your initial components. That's what it does. Cool. And of course then if you've got the figure packs, it will add in those figure packs as you go. It will add in those new villains for you. So the Haunting of Dale here is essentially another one of those. Now for anyone that's keeping count, that does bring us to 4 campaigns total, because you did get then a third campaign with Shadows Paths, but you did have to get the physical product in order to actually do that. Otherwise you don't have the components, etc, etc. Don't have the map tiles and all of that you need to run it. So this basically just adds a 4th digital campaign. You can expect it to retail for £7 or whatever the equivalent was when it was sold over in the US. The UK does generally get a little bit done over in terms of conversion rate, which is actually a little bit sad. Really hurts with games consoles when they're basically the same price, but ignoring the conversion, which should make it cheaper for us. Boo, etc. Can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we don't know a huge amount about the Haunting of Dale. We know we're trying to essentially get away. There is a shadow that's fallen on Dale, and we're trying to get rid of it. Now, we are given a little bit of a synopsis here, and it reads like this. You arrive in Dale as the sun dips below the horizon, sharp oranges and reds fading to the hazy pink and azure of twilight. Despite the young hour, the shutters on the buildings are closed, and the only people in the streets travel in hasty clusters, their eyes glancing away from the deepening shadows between buildings. Even the guards walk in the city in pairs, keep their hands on the hilts of their swords, and eye you with suspicion. It is too late to attend to King Bane about the fear and rumour that lay so heavy on his city, so you retire to an inn for the night. Over ale and the warmth of the fire, the rumours that brought you to the city are coaxed from the hesitant barkeep. A dread shadow, taking the form of a person, walking the streets of Dale. The people of Dale say it is a harbinger of murder, theft and foes. You have come here to pursue this report after a good night's rest. And this is a product for somebody who wants another adventure. The fact of the matter is, if you haven't gone and completed the first adventure, you're probably not going to want the Haunting of Dale. There's a decent chance that if you haven't bought the first expansion, the first digital expansion, you're probably not going to buy the Haunting of Dale. But then again, this is new, and it's fun. And for those of you that do want this, that have the game, that buy the expansions, it is literally just more game. It is another journey to set out on, and it is a full-length campaign, which I think is about a dozen chapters, one would imagine, and will take hours to complete, and is going to come around for like £7. And this really does show how well FFG are taking care of this game. We got the base game, and I'll be honest with you, when the figure pack was first released, the Villains of Eriador, I was a little disappointed. It wasn't what I was looking at, it wasn't what I was excited about getting. And then they went and released the Shadowed Path expansion, and I was all in favour of that. That was awesome. Big expansion, it brought Arwen into the game, it brought Gandalf into the game, it brought the Balrog into the game, 5 new heroes, bunch of new villains, new map tiles, all of that. And who doesn't want to go down into the Mines of Moria? That was awesome. These new releases are not as exciting as Shadowed Path. They're just not. We've got a new figure pack, which is cool, and a new digital campaign, which is cool, but they're not going to bring new players in. These are very much extras for existing players. So do they have a new plan to bring in new players? Yes. War is coming. What a tease, ladies and gentlemen. What a tease. We don't know what this means, but we were told that war is coming. Now, there are basically 2 things that we can learn from that phrase, war is coming. Number 1, there's going to be another big expansion along the line of Shadowed Path, and it is going to be based on one of, presumably, the big battles from the Lord of the Rings. So maybe the Battle of Helm's Deep. That would be one that I would love to see. Or the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. the other pretty big one. We don't know is the honest answer. We got nothing more than a tease, but oh my goodness, this looks fun. As someone who played this game, and I heartily recommend this game. If you're thinking about this game, if you're on the fence, it is one that I've played quite a lot of, and I do need to go back and play a whole bunch more. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And I would highly recommend it. But the fact of the matter is, we've got a couple little figure packs now, a couple new digital campaigns, one big box expansion with another on the way. This is a game that seems like it's far from over, and this makes me pretty gosh darned excited. So that's everything we know, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's over to you guys. Have you played this game? Are you excited about this game? Tell me about your experience with this game. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, where we talk about this and a whole bunch of other games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.